Hi, welcome to Clueless Fascinating Facts. The world is a fascinating place, and it's full of weird and interesting facts that you might have never realized were true. Today let's learn something more about the amazing world with these interesting and strange facts about some animals and insects that are guaranteed to think us twice and make us clueless. Here we go. Seahorse. Seahorses are tiny fish that are named for the shape of their head, which looks like the head of a tiny horse. There are around 36 seahorse species, which are found in tropical and temperate coastal waters where they swim upright among seaweed and other plants. Seahorses' bodies are covered in tiny, spiny plates, all the way from their head down to their curled, flexible tail. The tail can grasp objects, which comes in handy when these cool critters want to anchor themselves to vegetation. To move forward through the water, seahorses use their dorsal fin, back fin. To move up and down, they adjust the volume of air in a tiny pocket inside their body, called a swim bladder. The seahorse life cycle is one of the most fascinating nature has to offer. A female seahorse lays dozens of eggs, sometimes hundreds of eggs in a pouch on their male seahorse's abdomen, called a brood pouch. Wait, what? Ha, it's quite strange, right? Yes. The females then put their bright orange eggs into the pouch of the males through the hole at the top of the pouch. Once the eggs are safely inside, the males will add their sperm and shut the opening. The eggs are fertilized by the sperm, and then start developing into baby seahorses. With that, the job of the seahorse mum is done. She swims off, and leaves the father to take care of the growing babies. Inside the pouch, the babies grow eyes, tiny snouts, and little tails. It takes about 20 days for the babies to develop, safely tucked away from other animals that might want to eat them. After he has given birth, the seahorse dad does nothing more for his babies. They must look after themselves and hide from predators, as they have no parents to protect them. The seahorse father does not eat until several hours after he has given birth. However, if the babies are still hanging around him after that, they may become a tasty meal. That's right, males sometimes eat their own babies. It's tough being a baby seahorse. Of the hundreds of babies that the male gives birth to, only 1 or 2 will survive. Next, here comes amazing honeybee. Honeybees are super important pollinators for flowers, fruits and vegetables. This means that they help other plants grow. Bees transfer pollen between the male and female parts, allowing plants to grow seeds and fruit. Honeybees live in hives or colonies. The members of the hive are divided into 3 types: queen, workers and drones. Queen. One queen runs the whole hive. Her job is to lay the eggs that will spawn the hive's next generation of bees. The queen also produces chemicals that guide the behavior of the other bees. Workers, these are all female and their roles are to forage for food, pollen and nectar from flowers, build and protect the hive, clean and circulate air by beating their wings. Workers are the only bees most people ever see flying around outside the hive. Drones. These are the male bees, and their purpose is to mate with the new queen. Several hundred live in each hive during the spring and summer. Weird mating rituals. To mate, the virgin queen honeybee leaves the hive or nest. She will have taken several earlier, short flights which will have strengthened her wings. When ready to mate, she flies to what looks like a mini swarm of male honeybees. Male honeybees die after mating? Oh my god. What? Yes. During mating, the male honeybee, drone, inserts his endophallus into the queen. After mating successfully, the drone attempts to fly away, but the endophallus remains in the queen, such that the lower half of his abdomen will be ripped and he will die. What a buzzkill. The next wow animal is kangaroo. There are 4 species of kangaroo. The red, antilopine, eastern grey and western grey kangaroo. Red kangaroos are the largest marsupial and can grow up to 2 meters. They can reach a top speed of over 65 km per hour, outpacing a top racehorse. In one leap they can jump 3 meters high and 7.6 meters long. On land, kangaroos only ever move their hind legs together, however in water they kick each leg independently to swim. Kangaroos are the only large animal to use hopping as their primary method of locomotion. Hopping is a fast and energy-efficient means of traveling which allows them to cover large distances in habitats where there is little food and water available. Female kangaroos can determine the mate of their offspring. They can even delay gestation when environmental factors are likely to diminish the chance of young surviving. Like all marsupials, kangaroos are born extremely early, the equivalent of the 7th week of pregnancy for humans. They travel from the birth canal as little more than an embryo by blindly propelling through the mother's fur to the safety of the pouch. What? Oh. Yes. During the 7th week of pregnancy, they travel from the birth canal as little more than an embryo by blindly propelling through the mother's fur to the safety of the pouch, where they will spend several months developing before finally leaving to explore the world. Newborn joeys, also known as jelly beans, quickly scale a wall of fur to climb into the warmth and safety of their mother's cozy pouch. This fleshy pocket is stretchy and slightly sticky, and opens horizontally upwards to lessen the chance of the young falling out. The pouch is hairless inside and contains teats that produce milk of different types to feed joeys of different ages, a clever adaptation to enable offspring to be cared for at different stages of their development. Every now and then, mothers have to clean their baby's nursery to ensure it doesn't become smelly and unhygienic. They do this by licking inside the pouch to remove dirt, poo and urine, a true labor of love. Here are next insects called praying mantis. The praying mantis is named for its prominent front legs, which are bent and held together at an angle that suggests the position of prayer. The way of hunting is strange, by any name. These fascinating insects are formidable predators. They have triangular heads poised on a long neck. Mantids can turn their heads 180 degrees to scan their surroundings with 2 large compound eyes and 3 other simple eyes located between them. There are more species that live on the ground floor tend to be spotted brown, while species that live in trees are most often green, and the praying mantis, although extremely deadly, can be stunningly beautiful. The flower mantis, for example, mimics different species of flowers. How beautiful. They use their front legs to snare their prey with reflexes so quick that they are difficult to see with the naked eye. Their legs are further equipped with spikes for snaring prey and pinning it in place. Breeding and behavior. Moths, crickets, grasshoppers, flies, and other insects are usually the unfortunate recipients of unwanted mantid attention. However, the insects will also eat others of their own kind. The most famous example of this is the notorious mating behavior of the adult female, who sometimes eats her mate just after or even during mating. What? Eating her mate? Oops. Yet this behavior seems not to deter males from reproduction. Sometimes, the female isn't patient enough to wait until after sex to eat her mate and may crave a little snack in the form of her partner's head even before getting down to the act. Deadly praying mantis love. Sure, this love can break your heart. And now some strange facts about octopus. Octopuses are sea animals famous for their rounded bodies, bulging eyes and 8 long arms. These cool critters live in all the world's oceans, but they're especially abundant in warm, tropical waters. Like their cousin, the squid, octopuses are often considered monsters of the deep. They performed their famous backward swim by blasting water through a muscular tube on their body called a siphon. They also crawl along the ocean's floor, tucking their arms into small openings to search for food. They have a few cheeky tricks to help defend themselves. If threatened, octopuses shoot an inky fluid from their body that darkens the water around them, confusing the aggressor. Male octopuses have a big problem: female octopuses. Each male wants to mate and pass on his genes to a new generation. The trouble is, The female is often larger and hungrier than he is, so there is a constant risk that, instead of mating, the female will strangle him and eat him. Oh my god. The males have a host of tricks to survive the mating process. Unlike females, males have a modified third right arm called a hectocotylus, which has a sperm groove down it and a specialized tip. To mate, a male will insert his hectocotylus into the female's mantle cavity and deposit spermatophores. This process may take up to several hours, depending on the species. Males have a detachable hectocotylus, which they break off after inserting it into the female's mantle. Females store their spermatophores until they're ready to lay their eggs. Typically, males die within months after mating. Oh, poor octopus. While females watch over their eggs until they hatch and then die shortly after. That's bad. In one deep-sea species, females may brood over their eggs for up to 4.5 years without ever leaving to eat. So finally both the male and female octopus will die. Such a sad story. Hope you enjoy this video. Now, we love to hear from you. Comment your favorite out of this 5. Stay tuned with Clueless for more fascinating facts and tricky riddles. Subscribe our channel and get notified. Thank you, bye.